Yeah. Uh, so, Doctor, I mean, after so many years since you've done the research, on the theatre, and I think you were one of the first persons to, give the theatre the respect deserved. What do you feel looking back at it?
Well, I think it's the most vibrant form in India, Most of the modern Indian theatre is kind of is derivative, and it doesn't have. I mean, it's kind of meant for middle and upper middle class, and it kind of reflects their. And it's kind of lifeless, I mean, the fourth wall just is there.
Yeah.
But I think with theatre, it's so vibrant and so alive, and there is so much of rapport between the audience and the performance.
Yeah, it's also commercially viable, but in spite of everything, the theatre still suffers from the problem of, not getting the respectability due, and everyone is kind of in lament mode that it's so, kind of almost, plebeian, lewd, whatever.
Well, I wouldn't call it plebeian. Well, let's say, I mean, let's use the dreaded word. I mean, it's not even subaltern. I mean, it is, to begin with, it's commercial.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It is, and they're not out to convert anybody, I mean, or to preach. So there is a bit of it too there, I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
And it reflects, on the ethos of non-Catholic
Yeah,
culture, I mean, there is it's a commercial mixture,
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, it's not,
It's a commercial?
I think it is commercial.
Okay, okay,
Well,
okay.
it is commercial, and I think the theatres do pretty well.
Yeah,
And but what attracted me first was the vibrance of the
yeah.
theatre, and it's, but what's wrong with being commercial?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. As far as research, Doctor, as far as the research on the theatre goes, what are the areas that need to be looked at in future? I mean, for younger researchers too.
Well, I think, I mean, what I would like to know...
Could you just be a bit louder if you don't mind?
Yeah, what I'd like to know is how does it sustain itself, and how do the people make by,
Yeah,
But I found that naturally, people are not willing to share these things.
I see.
Because, I mean...
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, there's money involved and...
Yeah, the taxman come in. That kind of stuff.
What provoked you into getting into, this area of research, which was such an undone thing and still is?
Well, I've been familiar with theatres in other Indian languages.
I see.
And, well, right now, I mean, there is a big Ibsen show going on in Delhi,
I see.
which has been, I think, brought about by Al-Qadri's son-in-law.
Okay.
Now, that theatre, my father did Ibsen in Marathi. He was the first man to do it.
I see.
The Doll's House, and, but the purpose there was quite different. It was
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
It's non-commercial.
Yeah, yeah.
And I myself don't think there's anything wrong with being commercial.
But since you raised the point, I think Goa has a very strong inferiority complex vis-a-vis the power of Marathi theatre in that sense. It's so classy, it's so, world standard. It's so, and we are always the poor guys out. So how would you compare the two, Konkani and Marathi? Is it aimed for a different audience? Are we comparing apples and oranges?
No, both, Bangla theatre
Yeah.
and Marathi theatre.
A bit louder if you don't mind,
Yeah,
sorry.
both Bangla theatre and Marathi theatre
Yeah.
are kind of self-satisfied.
In the sense?
They're self-satisfied
Yeah.
and kind of egotistic about their position. I mean, the Banglas call, the Marathi theatre the best in India, and so I mean, it's all a part of the same Anglo-Indian, let's say, culture.
Okay, okay.
I mean, by Anglo-Indian, I don't mean
Yeah.
Anglo-Indian, the
But
people, no.
as inspired by British
Yeah,
theatre
right,
and-
yeah. I mean, what has been brought about by our contact with the British,
Yeah.
and our, hi-fi kind of thing.
Right.
Now, I like it that the theatrics are not, trying to do that.
Okay.
So I'm a bit puzzled, quite frankly, by this Romy script thing,
Okay.
I mean, actually, what's wrong with Romy script, I mean, that too I don't understand, I mean, why, it's, that I feel quite, to be quite frank, it's a bit of a ploy to get these awards and stuff and be a separate entity, which is not quite the thing that I like about theatre,
Yeah. No, I mean, the ploy on who said Romy script or Devanagari script or both or what?
Yeah, I mean, well, right now, are they excluded from the awards made by state or grants made by state? And if so, I mean, why should they worry? Because, I mean, it's a viable commercial theatre.
Yeah.
And why should they worry so much about...
It's the marketplace that finally decides these things, and I think state patronage is maybe a relevant factor, but at the end of the day, it's more than just state patronage that allows the growth of a language or whatever. Yeah, I agree with you in that sense. Doctor, one last thing: if you had to do your research all over again, what would you have done differently?
Well, I would do more on the financial, commercial, and social aspects.
I see.
And but I found that it would take a long, seeping in.
And we are looking for much more writing from your pen on Goa. So when is that going to come, and what's it going to be on?
Well, I don't know. I'm getting old.
No, I don't think. Don't give up so easily. The best years are still probably in front.
Well, thanks anyway.
Thanks so much.